Hey everyone, Christopher Beast here. In today's video, we'll be covering the postcards that were shown on the anniversary dev stream, what message they hid behind them, and what this all means. So let's get right into this. So, as I just stated, the postcards we will be covering are originally from the dev stream. They were flashed on screen for a couple of seconds each of them, and there are 4 of them in total, and they, generally speaking, look like this. Now on to cracking this. Step 1, we had to figure out what the first 4 columns of 2-digit numbers meant, as they seem to be correlated with each other because they're 2-digit numbers and there's 4 of them. We also quickly figured this part out, seeing as they were 4 of them, and they're all 2-digit numbers. I think we were looking at a date, and seeing that the 3rd column was always 20, and the 4th was either 19, 20, or 21, that even further reinforced it. So from there, we figured out that the first column stood for the day in the month, the second column stood for the month, and the last 2 columns stood for the year. So for column 1 on the first postcard, it reads 05/02/2020-894, meaning the 5th of February 2020. Jumping to this date, we find a dev tweet. And what do we do with this dev tweet now that we've found it? Well, we have that final column, which has a number that was key to figuring out what the message even was that we were looking for. At first, we thought this number could stand for word number. However, row 2 on the first postcard is 1191, which is way too high for it to be based off word count. So this meant it would have to be based off character count. However, tweets have a pretty low character count, so it couldn't possibly be the tweets that each one of these dates references. Instead, though, it had to be whatever article these tweets link. And by doing this is how we ultimately solved the entire puzzle. So by going to the character suggested in each row in each tweet that row points to, one could solve this entire puzzle. Now for those of us who want to solve this for themselves, I will put the postcards on screen now for you to be able to do so. Have fun, good luck. Alright, for the rest of you who are still here, let's get right into the conclusion of this puzzle. So, by using the pattern I just said, you should be able to find for each postcard the following answers. TAPET, HESTO, RYTOG, ETHER. All of these messages by themselves mean nothing, but if you put them all together, it writes out, tape the story together. A message that further reinforces that the new mementos incoming, the cassette tapes, will tell the stories of individual Outlanders, something I am extremely excited for. But before we finish today, there are a few more things that should be mentioned. First, the locations written on the cards. Each card has an address that points to somewhere in Norway, and here's a map of all of those locations. At the moment, we don't know what these locations mean, but if we figure it out, we will be sure to let you know. And one last thing, on postcard 3, it says Mr. Bjorno Green, which seems to be a reference to the Bjorno, the location of the studio that makes Vigor. But that's all I've got for you today. This info is exciting as it seems like war will be more prevalent as we move forward, something that brings a lot of joy to me. But until then, this has been Christopher Beast, and I hope to see you all next time.